My name is Dryden Geary and I am the Director of Marketing with TitanHQ, a cybersecurity vendor in the MSP space. TitanHQ's mission is to become the go-to cybersecurity platform for all managed service providers globally, in particular managed service providers who work within the SMB and low enterprise markets. I think the thing that attracted us initially was, firstly, we saw that you guys were very, very predominant across search in a lot of areas that were really important to us. We're a search-driven organization a lot of the time for inbound, and we were very impressed with that. As we got to know you, we could see that you understood cybersecurity in particular, which is really important for me, and that you understood the nuances, because cybersecurity, it's a niche within a niche a lot of the time, and you need a partner who can really understand and is willing to roll their sleeves up and get into that. And from a very early stage, PeerSpot understood our market, they understood the nuances, and they understood it where I, as an owner of marketing, needed to get to. So generating leads, lead pipeline, MRR, call it what you like, it's the oxygen of a technology business. And in a role like mine, I love looking at brand, I love looking at positioning, but fundamentally what pays the bills is lead flow, pipeline, dollars in the door. And no matter what business you are in the technology sector, that is true. Okay, we have to get to that. We have been very much an inbound driven leads machine for the last 8, 9, 10 years. And when we met PeerSpot initially, one of the big questions was, and I'm usually very straight to the point, can you get me great leads? We found if you have a platform like PeerSpot where you understand cybersecurity, which is my area of expertise, and you understand the categories within cybersecurity, which none of the other review sites understand, you understand how to categorize product within these niche areas. And if you can build that and you can add content to that talks sensibly and helps the user, you are naturally going to become a very, very good lead magnet and lead machine for our business. And that's what we found. We found the high quality of content in there, the understanding of the market has allowed us to now plug PeerSpot into our inbound machine. Such to a point, in particular the last year and a half, I think, the injection forward that we needed to drive this business where it wants to go, PeerSpot has been one of those add-ons that has really, really helped us in that regard. The lead generation program in terms of results, if I looked at the first 6 months of this year, we generated, and we're very, very picky in what we call a lead or not a lead. So, and people have, whether you want to call it a marketing qualified lead or where you want to go, I call them mid to below funnel leads. We saw in excess of 750 leads from PeerSpot. And also, in terms of attribution and when we look at things, we could see a huge amount of downstream traffic. So our organic traffic and direct at exactly the same time significantly increased to the tune of something of 15 to 18%. And in loads of these cases, we could clearly see when we watched the attribution that the customer had walked through the PeerSpot experience and then come to us and downstreamed into us. So in this business, it's very, very hard at times to see exactly where everything comes from, even with all the great attribution we have in marketing at the moment. And the last 6 months in particular, we've experienced huge growth in the business. And PeerSpot has been a pillar of that, and it's been a pillar of the lead generating machine. Retargeting is a personal favorite of mine and has been for 15 years. I used retargeting extensively in my B2C life. And when I moved to B2B, it was an area I felt was slightly underserved actually, and maybe a little bit misunderstood. With PeerSpot, an absolutely brilliant example of how partnership works. We started out retargeting and remarketing from pages where visitors were visiting our content. And through the partnership, we began to talk and we said, I wonder what else we could do here, because the metrics around this are really, really strong. So really strong, we were working to an 8x, 9x multiple on investment here. Then we decided if we looked around, our target customers were sitting in other areas on PeerSpot as well. So the ability to sit down with a true partner, discuss what we needed to do, and look at other areas of the site that could help me grow my business was key to this. So now we've turned remarketing on in other areas. So In technicality, we're an email security business fundamentally, but the person who buys a firewall is also the person who looks at email security, 99% of the time. The ability to retarget and remarket into other sections has been hugely successful for us. And then working with the team in PeerSpot to make sure our creative and our messaging was aligned to where we are across the site was a key moment for us. So now remarketing and retargeting are a major part of what we do. At times they can account for 10 to 12% of our leads, and PeerSpot is in that right now as well. Having the ability to talk to someone like PeerSpot about how our peers are using areas like buyer intent and new areas where we mightn't have that knowledge in-house, it's invaluable. Well, have you considered looking at things and doing things this way? Here's an idea we have. Here's a concept. Here's how other people are driving growth using buyer intelligence. Sometimes we don't have that intel in the room in TitanHQ. We're a team of 15 marketeers at the moment. So having the ability to have a partner that will sit and maybe sometimes bring the horse to water, that can be very, very helpful. We're very, very happy with the investments we've made with PeerSpot. They've paid off. We're doing very well. So that then allows us to be freer and move forward on these newer initiatives as well. When we partner with a business, one of the big considerations is how much time is this going to suck from our key people? And that's a real consideration. PeerSpot was a different experience for us. And we began to learn very, very quickly, this was a business that understood our business first and foremost. And that was right from the gate, from the first call. PeerSpot had a very professional, very structured, and very settled setup of professionals who were seasoned, understood the business, and fundamentally understood marketeer to marketeer what we were trying to achieve, okay? And that was a hugely important thing. And as it's happened, we had a fantastic account manager in PeerSpot who, through the entire process, held our hand, made sure everything was crystal clear for us, made sure there were no anomalies in our thoughts around things, and worked with us very much on leads, intent leads, remarketing, PeerSpot reviews, across the entire gamut. And I was really, really impressed with that. And it made life way easier for us. And fundamentally, it developed trust. So it developed a situation where we felt we could have short conversations with the PeerSpot team. They understood what we were trying to get to. They understood how we worked, our principles, and then they went and did a lot of the work for us and with us. So as marketing director of TitanHQ, our fast-growing cybersecurity business, I am very, very happy to recommend PeerSpot. I don't think I'd recommend it to any of my close competitors because I really don't want them to see the benefit that we are seeing of this, so I don't think I'd even mention it to them. But if I was to say why, I think a very interesting fact, if you came into my business in the morning and walked the floor and walked into the CEO and said, Ronan, do you know what PeerSpot is? He would know, and he would know what we're doing, and he would know the impact. If you walked down to the SDR team and you said, boys and girls, do you know what PeerSpot is? They would know what PeerSpot is. They would know where it plugs and plays into our GTM, and they would show you their PeerSpot data. If you walk to the sales floor, to the big sharks who do all the deals, they would know what PeerSpot is. If you walk to the product floor, to the geniuses who make the products, they would know what it is. This is now a term, a partner, and a business that's ubiquitous within TitanHQ. And that's the greatest credit I can give to them because there are very, very few partners that we work with that would get to that level.